And then I have questions. I'd really love to know the answer from a naturopath. So I love to talk about community building or quality relating. So this is like getting off topic. Just
Yeah.
because we always talk about food, and I think that there's more than just food for good health. And I think that community and just like people that you love give you purpose to actually change your health around and that kind of thing.
Mhm.
Do you have things to say about the importance of community building or quality relating?
Oh my goodness. I think you're right, Leanne. Like that's like bang on. I think from a like as a person, I know that. Like I know that if I'm in a bad mood and I spend time with my friends or my family, I feel better. Like it's the immediate cure. I
Yeah.
never feel worse. I might feel tired, but I don't feel like emotionally worse. Um, from a medical perspective, like from an evidence-based perspective, like we know that like right, loneliness is a worse risk factor than like smoking.
Yeah.
Like being isolated and the subsequent like depression and changes in lifestyle is like, terrible for our health. And like it doesn't mean you have to have a family of 5 and be married and be like Velcro to everyone that you love, but you can like smile at the grocery store attendant. You can like look at people when you're out for a walk. You can like, we live in like a very isolated. I don't know. I don't really go to the mall anymore. Like since the pandemic, I went to the mall like a couple weeks ago. People are like zombies. It's like walking around, no eye contact, no facial expression. It feels kind of like apocalyptic to me, like this whole like the level of disconnection. Like we're kind of scared of each other or bothered by each other or annoyed with each other. And like people are so interesting. Like if we communicate more and we're together more, we learn more, we like grow, our brains like develop and stay, engaged, like the best thing. And so I agree with you. And I think from like a health standpoint, I mean, the dream is that like even healthcare delivery could be offered in a group format. Like that would be amazing because things like a diet for diabetes prevention or, like what's the value of sleep? And what are the things that interfere with sleep quality? Those are universally applicable to humans, regardless of their age, gender, socioeconomic status, etc. And so like that kind of health delivery, like lifestyle, diet, like health promotion is much better suited to like a group environment than like a one-on-one, like, why are you sick? Let me tell you what to do. That's like a disease model of healthcare and like a growth kind of mindset of healthcare. It would be to do it together. And I find like I run like this 7-day like clean eating program twice a year in the fall and the winter. And it's really hard to sell people on it. Like people do not want to do their healthcare in a group. They do not want to share. They do not want to be vulnerable. But they stick with it and it's more fun. And I would say like hands down, people find dietary changes like more sustainable if they do them with other people from an accountability and just like community like fun perspective than deciding like on their own in their own little silo, like I'm not going to eat gluten for 4 weeks. Yeah. So I think that is the key. It's just not how our healthcare model is set up. And I even sat like 2 years ago, I was at a conference and the woman sitting next to me at lunch runs the group health program at the Cleveland Clinic. So they have like a group wellness. I think it's like a diabetes treatment prevention model, and they can't accept patients right away. So when they're in their waiting phase, they're like, we have this program. It's 4 to 6 weeks. You can join. It's really cheap. It's like, with a health coach and a doctor, and you'll like do all this stuff in a group. And she's like, on a good day, we get like 7 people to sign up, like in a quarter. And that's the Cleveland Clinic. Like they're like renowned. So I think even with their like marketing, it's still really difficult to like shift the model.
Mm-hmm.
care delivery out of this, like, you only go when you're really sick. You only do this like transactional thing where like you tell someone your problems and they give you solutions in 20 minutes or 30 minutes, or if you're a naturopath and you're lucky, like 45 minutes or an hour.
Yeah.
But I don't know how like a standard family doctor, like in 7 minutes, can like listen, diagnose, assess, treat. Like to me, that would be impossible. It's like a hello, 7 minutes. Yeah. So I agree with you.
People can do anything in seconds. I would just be able to say, is your baby kicking? Your blood pressure is good. See you later. That's it.
Exactly, right? Even explaining like, okay, this is how you collect a urine sample. Like that takes 3 minutes. And so, yeah, this like time model is not as effective necessarily. I mean, in a perfect world, that's sort of like old way of medicine of like going to someone's house, like seeing the whole family in one visit. You can like smell their air quality. Like, does it smell like cat urine? Do you see black mold? Do you notice that like they're like whatever laundry machine is unplugged and they ripped up drywall? Like you see all of these things and you notice like the interaction between the family and the like dust or like if everyone has allergies in that house, like oh, maybe this is the origin of it. Like I think it is like a different way of like evaluating someone's like environment. And our environment, like not even talking about diet, but just like who we spend our time with and like the air we breathe and the water we drink is like so important to our health. We like forget as humans that we're like part of our natural environment. And it's like a huge influence on how we feel and how our bodies function. But that's not a very profitable model. It's very hard to make money driving across the city, seeing 4 people in a day versus an office where you might be able to see 12 to 15 people because they've come to you and you have all your stuff all set up.
Yeah, it's true. I think the most home visits I've been able to do in a day was 5.
That's a lot.
That's an exhausting day.
That is impressive. Yeah, that is impressive. But I think it is more pleasant. It's more pleasant for the people, like the patient, and it is pleasant for us. We just don't always have like access to all our tools that way.
Yeah. Just for the part you were talking about accountability in group settings, and then I was just thinking also expansion could really help. So you see one person heal or get better, and then you realize that you can do the same.
Bingo.
And then, when you see one thing happen, like, and then a bunch of people can do the same. So I think that that's another aspect of community care. But so doctors, I would assume, potentially could make more money when they see for 1 whole hour, maybe 2 hours, 17 people or 7 people, right? So
it's win-win, I think. Like the doctor's not saying the same thing 18 times. The people in the group can share amongst themselves, and often in a group of like 10 people, there's like one like super extroverted outgoing person, right? Who's kind of like the cheerleader of the group or the sharer that like kind of opens the vulnerability for everybody else, like makes it safe. And potentially they can bill the same amount, like and patients, like the cost of delivery is much lower. So I agreed. It's like there's like a bunch of different wins. It's the kind of like mindset idea, and we're all unique. And so I think as like healthcare providers, sometimes we worry, oh my gosh, what if there's like someone in the group that needs more care, like needs something different, or it's not working for them, or. But that is the good opportunity to be like, oh, your health is more complex. Like let's try to like put out the fire over here in a one-on-one visit or with more testing, and then we'll come back. Still participate in a group,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then my last question is on intuition. And so because I really believe